Hey folks, it's me, Stack Up Sketch, and I am here with Super Duper Garrett Cooper, maker of Black Ice, the Super Duper game company.
Yes.
So for those who don't know by this point, what is Black Ice?
Black Ice is a cyberpunk hacking game. The idea is you're in cyberspace, there's a bunch of evil corporations, you're trying to break them down and steal the loot and level up, get stronger, and fight some more.
Where did your idea for the whole cyberpunk hacking, and why turn that into a first-person game?
Well, I really like first-person shooters, so I kind of started from that first, and I was like, well, what art can I do on my own? And it's like, well, I can put a grid down, and I can do some boxes, and I can get some neon glow on that. And so then I was like, oh, I should do something cyberpunky, and then I kind of went up from there.
Is that where the art style drove the game?
In a large part, yeah. Like, I feel like you don't really develop a style unless you're trying to work around your own weaknesses, and that's definitely what I had to do.
Right on. And this is your first game. Like, you taught yourself how to program on this game, right?
I knew some programming, but I learned Unity and real game development. This has been the first thing, so yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
You've made some changes now. This game's been around for, is it about 2 years now?
Yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah,
almost 3
since I started showing it, and yeah, so I just keep adding on to it. I've got a day job, so it isn't as fast as I'd like it to be, but it's going. So we've got like new terrain, some new weapons and stuff. Like there's the enemies are much better at climbing over things now, so they really come after you.
Talk about the new terrain, because before it was just sort of flat with your structures coming out of it, and now you've added in, there's levels and dips and valleys.
Yeah, so the goal is to make it more strategically relevant, like what the terrain is, so you can't just backpedal all the time. You might run into something. So I had to update the enemy pathfinding in order to get this working. But now that they understand all of that, I can pretty much do whatever terrain I want and just all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
Now you mentioned about updating the AI in order to be able to add in the terrain.
Yeah.
Is that kind of how you approach game dev? Like there's a problem, how do I do this, and then figure this out so I can do that?
Right, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's... You do the minimum viable product thing where, like, you don't just go straight for building a car. First you build, like, a bicycle, and then you build a motorcycle, and then, you build up with what you have. And so before, I couldn't handle multiple terrains, or multiple level terrain, but now I can. So I just build up when I could fix that.
What does the name Black Ice mean?
So ICE stands for Intrusion Countermeasure Electronics. So Black Ice is the kind of ice that'll kill you. So the idea is you die in the game, you die in real life, or you die in cyberspace at least.
Now, is there a story you're slowly presenting through the game?
Yes. So there's not a whole lot of story in the game yet, but the idea is you're trying to be strong enough to hack that giant white server, Finality Incorporated. And so you play as Mako, who's in the poster here, and she's... she's trying to get after Finality. We've got a story sketched out, but it's not in the game yet. There'll be more of that once we add the quest system in. And I've been talking about it for a while, but we're getting there.
Now, I know the folks over at Stack Up may not have heard this. I'd like you to talk about the slider puzzle that's still in the game.
Yeah, so when I first started Unity, I was like, well, I guess I'll follow a tutorial, and so I built a sliding puzzle tutorial just following a YouTube thing, and then I noticed, I can do like a first-person character controller in Unity, and so then all of a sudden I was standing on this puzzle that I had created, and I was like, well, then I can add like terrain, and so then I have this big flat plane around it. I was walking around the puzzle, and I just built the game up from there, and it's still in the game now.
That's amazing. And the game's still growing from that central puzzle, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. Are you keeping on, like you've added in new terrain, or have you added in new enemy types, or just made the existing enemies better? Are you looking at adding new enemies in?
Yeah, the existing enemies are better. What I want to do is not focus on so much like more types, because the visuals of it doesn't matter so much as like how they behave. So I might have some that like run away from you, or some that have like different powers, that sort of thing. Like that's the sort of thing I want to do with the AI next.
And there's also like a strong RPG element to Black Ice as well, in that you level up, you get skills, or talents, right?
Yes.
And then also weapons, you're looking for the loot, as it were, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the loot's probably my favorite part to do. I love making all crazy, unique items.
How do you come up with new ideas for like a new weapon or a new thing, or like just sitting there and go, I'm going to do this, or?
Yeah, sometimes. A lot of the times it's what people suggest to me. Sometimes it's like I figure out a new way of doing something cool in Unity, and then I figure, I can make a weapon out of that. So like I've got those las guns that's that long laser beam, and I figured out that I can beam to one point and it'll just hit one target, or I can beam and just hit a bunch of people at the same time. And so now that's why one of the perks that you can get makes the las gun cut through everything, and you can hit multiple targets at once.
That's amazing. What's next for Super Duper Game Company?
Oh gosh.
Other than being super and duper?
Well, we need to finish this game first before we do any other games, stuff like that. We'll be...
Is this still in early access?
Yes.
All right. But people can buy it. It's on Steam right now, right?
It is absolutely on Steam right now. It's on sale for the Steam Summer Sale, and of course we're selling it here at the convention as well.
Awesome. Where else can they follow you?
So Black Ice the Game is on Twitter. I am Super Duper GC on Twitter as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you talking to me, Super Duper Garrett Cooper. I love saying that.
Always good to see you.